Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my bare face and my guest appearance here. Today I wanted to try out some new makeup with you on camera. I'm testing out all the things that I've been receiving recently. It includes some Glam Shop sparkly things and like my Cult Beauty order that I haven't shown you yet. And yeah, we'll just go through a few of these things today and see how things are going. They're not like the first time I use these products, but I want to test them out more, so I thought I would do it on camera. I have my moisturizer on and some lip balm, and I'm gonna start by priming my eye with my usual Milani eye primer. I will be trying out the Glam Shop Glam Glue, or keep using the Glam Glue in this makeup, but I also want to like I always go in with my normal primer first and then go in with the glitter glue, let's say. Starting off with the eyes, because I want to use this purple right here. This is a matte single called Sasanka, one of the two, and I'm super curious to see how it performs. I'm going in with a Petite Crease by Zoeva, and this is super nicely pigmented. It picks up really well. And just, ooh, sorry, I get really excited. Look at the payoff of this shadow. And it is a little bit dusty in the pan, but I mean, look at that. It reminds me of one of my Colored Rain singles that I have, but this formula seems really nice. And I haven't had like the best of luck with the other mattes that I've used, the neutrals. I feel like this formula has a little bit more of I think these fillers that are powders that help with the blendability, and that means that they don't blend well on top of each other. Like if I put now a different shadow on top of this, it wouldn't work as well as by itself. Or this is what I meant. I noticed with, for example, this dark brown. But I mean, this is amazing. This is so easy. And I'm gonna try to build it up a little to intensify here, because I don't have a deeper purple to do more depth. Then I'm just taking a big fluffy blending brush and barely touching the edges to help blend out just this edge. Am I happy with the shape? I think I'm happy with the shape. And just make it less harsh. I do have fallout that is kind of inevitable, and I see that I have even more fallout when I put the shimmery shades on, so I always tend to do my eyes first in these cases. First of all with colorful makeup, but also with more sparkly eyeshadows. This is beautiful. It applied so well. I am impressed. And now I see why my friends here on YouTube, like Marte, say that these mattes are amazing. I don't love so much the neutrals, but this one is really nice. Now I don't know what to use as a lid shade, but I think I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is called Narcissus, which is a marble eyeshadow. And I wanted to also use one of the turbo glows that they sent me, which is Figovitz or Ficus, and I think these two together will pair nicely. And then maybe go in with a little bit of a holo somewhere, but let's first do baby steps. I am taking the Glam Glue now, and I could apply this directly on it, but I feel like it gets the wand quite dirty, so I apply it on my hand, and then I take the cut crease brush from Nabla, which is my favorite to apply any glitter glue, and I just apply it on the inner part of my eye, and then I go in with the shimmers. First with Narcissus, and I'm gonna try with a brush. Oh, this one, because it's a marble, it loses a bit of pieces. They're pressed somewhat differently, or the particles are bigger they're less finely milled. And see if that does anything. Not much. And I want it on there before the Glam Glue dries, so I'm gonna go in with my finger. The problem with these marbles, as far as I've tried so far, is that you end up applying them too thick because of the size of the particles, and then they crease. But they do have a beautiful, beautiful like impact. I'm gonna go back with my brush and try this ficus shade with the brush, and I wanted to deepen then the outer half of my eye, but I already went way further with that marble shadow than I wanted to go. Because, yeah, you pick up so much with the finger and it becomes so thick. And I have a ton of fallout from these, just trying to keep that structure that we did with the matte a little bit, and dropping stuff, because that's what you do. Gonna take a little bit of the ficus shade and apply it with my finger for a little bit more impact on that outer corner. And always going back into blend, 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 blend. Here we go. I think it's beautiful. The turbo shade is a little bit cooler tone than I expected. Let me see if I can fit a little bit more in there. But it's so difficult with the fingers. Like so. What do we think? I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye and be right back. The second eye went much, much better and smoother, and it's a matter of getting to know these marble shadows and finding out how it works. I applied it with my pinky this time so that I could get even closer to my inner corner. But let's continue the face and get back to the eyes in a little bit. I'm going in with my primer, which is the Burberry one from my project pan that I'm trying to finish. Nothing spectacular about it, or nothing new about it, but I don't buy primers because I have so many and I don't like to use them. But you can see how much glow this gives, and it's not always what I want in my makeup, but I have it, so I'm gonna try to use it more, or use it up rather. And today I also wanted to test the Glam Shop sponge, because a lot of people in my comments of the swatch party, of my first swatch party with Glam Shop shadows, said this is really good. And I am going to be using my Dior Backstage foundation. I do have self tan on, and the other foundation that I'm using, the Double Wear Light by Estee Lauder, is such a wrong shade. You've seen it in my foundation swatch party. So I'm just gonna take this, it's a little bit of a better match, and apply it. I like the effect with the sponge. Much less streaky than with a brush, and the sponge is really soft. It's one of these more like velvety, you can see it, that it's a pink with these little raised hairs. Oh, very pretty effect with the sponge. I just need to get over the fact that I need to go to the bathroom to wet the sponge, and that I have to clean the sponge every time. A brush is much faster for me. I'm gonna apply a bit more. I do like this foundation so much. It has been in my favorites multiple times, and I only pull it out in summer, and then summer is also when I don't wear foundation. Mostly I wear like tinted moisturizers, so it's just so double. Because the shade is a little bit dark for me in winter, but I think that I might put an effort and buy the right shade for winter when I finish all of the other foundations that I have. This is one of my favorite formulas. So, applied. This is still, as you can see, a little bit off in color compared to my neck, and so it is, but this one has a really, really huge shade range. For concealer, something that is newer to me is the Clio concealer, and I am in the shade 06. I haven't used it in a long time because I'm trying to finish up the one in my project pan. Let's conceal my friend here. My husband is such a mean person. He says I just had another child. Anyways, talking about children, Andrea is sleeping in the room next to me. It's like a dream. I'm going in with the pointy bit of my sponge. Oh, it's been so long since I used my sponge to apply makeup. The finish is so much nicer than the brushes that I was using. It's so nice. I do really like this sponge. I had tried the original Beauty Blender after years of using the Real Techniques one, but the Real Techniques one they changed the composition, I think, and the material, because it had suddenly become harder. And I kind of stopped using it, and then I had a Beauty Blender, I used a Beauty Blender, and that was way too flimsy for me. I was really not impressed. And definitely not to the level of what is it, 20 euros for a sponge? No, definitely not. But look, we hit the monster, and this is super nice finish. I really like this sponge. Definitely a great little tool. Prefer it compared to the original Beauty Blender. Don't really care for that one at all. In terms of powder, I have been using a little bit of this Glam Shop Eye under eye powder to set my under eyes. It's an extremely velvety powder, and that's maybe a little bit of a... It's not my first impression. You've seen the first impression video for some of these products, but it's a little bit darker than I'd love it, because now it's the color of my skin. I lost a bit the extra lightening that the concealer gave, brightening that the concealer gave, but the smoothness that it gives to the skin is really, really nice. It really blurs out everything. And then for all over powder, I have been using the Illuminating All Over powder by Glam Shop, and I think it does a really good job of like the illumination. I hope you can see it. I'm gonna apply it on this side of my face and not on the other, and let's see if you can see it. It definitely illuminates the skin. It gives you a luminosity that is very subtle but healthy. And the only thing I'm not 100% sure of yet is how I like the wear of the powder with my foundation, in the sense that I feel like after a little bit my foundation looks less fresh, which is a bit counterintuitive with an illuminating powder. But this is not one of those. This is more of a like traditional powder with some pearl rather than a or this is my feeling, at least. I don't actually know, but it feels like a normal powder with a little bit of a pearl. I think it looks very pretty as soon as you apply it, but I'm not sure about the how it looks afterwards. For bronzer, I'm gonna use my new Kosas bronzer, which I was so excited to get and then so worried that it would be too light. And in the end, I think it is not too light for my skin. Like, you can definitely see that it does something. I don't see particular like luminosity and shimmer from it. Whereas if you look at it here, I mean, it's a shimmery bronzer. But I like it. I find myself reaching for my Chanel one more though. I like that one more, but that is because it's a cream. And I think for a powder, this is probably the most luminous that I've had. And it's definitely a buildable bronzer. And I was indeed afraid that this is the shade light, that it would be too light for me, but it really isn't. I think it bronzes nicely and does a good job. Now, let's finish these eyes. I am going to go in with the Makeup Geek Full Spectrum Eyeliner in Royal. This is a dark purple. My camera stopped recording, so I don't know how far we got, but I did my brows with the Glam Shop brow pencil, and now I'm going in with my Dip Brow Gel for a little bit of more hold and a little bit of a warmer tint to my brows. I think this one is kind of drying out because it's getting a bit hard to apply. Might be either time to move on to a new one. I think so, but yeah, that is that. Now let's continue my cheeks. And I'm going to be using an oldie but a goodie. This is the Pixi Glowy Gossamer Dew in Subtle Sunrise. And I'm going to be using the more coppery side. These are such good highlighters. I've been using them for ages. The brand sent them to me years ago, and it's some of my favorite highlighters. Not too intense, very finely milled. And it's not even not too intense, they're just not visible on the skin as much. I'm really not into highlighters lately, so that is that. For my cheeks, I'm gonna go completely the other direction and apply my Vieve blush in Pesca, which is peach, which is this orangey toned, to contrast with the purple. I could have gone monochromatic. It would have been very expected from me, but I wanted to show you this one in person. I was quite surprised. Look at it like this, and it's a matte powder blush, but the other day I was doing my makeup and it was very sunny, and I saw actually the sheen in this one, and I'm like, ooh, interesting. And then I didn't even need to wear a highlighter that day. I was really surprised, so I wanted to show you. It's kind of a demi matte, still glowy and interesting, and not a flat matte. It's not like these classic MAC mattes or so. I've been really enjoying this. Not used it a ton, but you can see that even after using it today, you can't really see the use on these. Really liked it, and a good purchase, I feel like. I've used it now a few times. I have no idea what to do on my lips. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try the Colourpop lip pencil in Mamacita. And then on top of that, I'm gonna apply the Glam Shop lipstick in Business, which is a bit of a warmer rose. Indeed, I think too warm and desaturated for this look. Don't like this lip. Then I'm gonna go with a little bit of a crazy color, but I like the, I don't know, to match it with my eyes. This is Trance by Neve Cosmetics. The Neve Cosmetics lip liners are so creamy that you can use them as lipsticks. That's kind of the whole idea for them. And this is a little bit of a dual chrome magenta with a little bit of a ultraviolet shift, which I really, really like. And on top of that, I'm just gonna go in with a clear gloss, and I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty gloss. Just a little bit, because for me the Fenty Beauty gloss is always way too goopy. I really don't like it actually, but I have it, so I need to use it. And you guys, this is, I believe, the finished look. I am really pleased with the eyes. Let me zoom you in to show you. Here we go. This is a close-up of the eyes and the face. I hope you enjoyed this video and liked these products that I wanted to show you today. I'm really, really happy with most of them. The base products, of course, like the powders, I'm still working on understanding if they work for me. And the marble eyeshadows have a really long, for me at least, learning curve. They are quite complex to use and quite thick in formula, so you need to use a very small amount and blend it out nicely. So I don't find they're perfect for like exact placements, but they are definitely quite impactful. I think I still prefer the Turbo Glow formula, and I'm super curious to see how the new velour formula is, and I might actually place an order soon for those, but so far I'm quite liking this one. I hope you enjoyed this video and you're having a great day. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!